Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today. Appreciate you taking a few moments. If you want to follow along, we'll be back in the 19th chapter of the book of Genesis in verse number 27. We'll start there this morning. If you would like, share, comment on the post, and then you can follow along here. As we read, Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord. And he looked down toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the valley. And he looked, and behold, the smoke of the land went up like the smoke of a furnace. So it was that when God destroyed the cities of the valley, God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot had lived. All righty. What a beautiful story. Lot and his two daughters are saved, rescued out of the destruction of Sodom, from all indication here, mainly and only because of the prayer of Abraham. Not because of anything that they did. We don't see any of that. Because of the prayer of Abraham. And Abraham gets up early. He's looking for an answer for his prayer. No doubt when he did look, he was devastated. As he looked down, all he could see was the smoke that was coming up. Smoke so black, so dense, so looked like a furnace raging, the smoke coming out of a furnace. And I'm sure probably most of us have seen something like that in our lifetime, where somewhere off in the distance maybe something big was burning, and you maybe couldn't really see the fire, but up in the sky you could see the smoke. I remember times that there have been big wildfires in Canada or somewhere out in the West, Midwest, and the winds have blown the smoke to where eventually they would taint the color of the skies here. And that's what Abraham saw when he looked. But here we see this great verse that when God destroyed the city, he remembered Abraham, and he sent Lot out, got Lot out. Lot wasn't saved for his own sake. Lot wasn't saved because of his goodness. He hadn't been obedient to God. He hadn't been a witness for God. He had lived in Sodom. He had been a leader in Sodom. He had pursued the pleasure and prosperity and all the possessions, everything that came with living in Sodom. He had lived a completely worldly life. Again, I made the mention a few weeks ago, sometime back in a previous passage, we talked about Lot. There's no real record of Lot doing any huge crime, committing murder or anything like that. There's also no record of him doing good. And again, he had nothing to his credit. No reason for God to rescue him. Again, he wasn't being a witness for God in the city. If anything, he had damaged the reputation of God. I'm sure along the way it had come out about Lot's background, his heritage. So if anything, he's harmed the name of God. And discredited him and other believers. He was the prototype. He was the model of a hypocrite. But Lot was saved for one reason. It says it right there. God remembered Abraham for one reason only. God had prayed for him, or Abraham had prayed for him, and God heard him. And he answered his prayer. So I tell you that this morning just to remind you and encourage you to keep praying. Some of you have been praying for a loved one, a son, a daughter, brother, sister, your parents, I don't know who, co-worker. You've been praying. You've been praying for years. You've been praying. You've been praying. You've been praying. And it seems like Lot, they just keep sliding further and further away. But this passage reminds us to never give up. Lot was rescued for one simple reason. His uncle prayed for him. Keep praying. Keep believing. Be like Abraham. Get up each morning and look. Look for an answer. Keep praying. You think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.